Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yasha Allah, this your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called So Shall the Plagues Cling Unto You. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kohala Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of earth in these last days. Right? So, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called So Shall the Plagues Cling Unto You. And I got this article on my smart news, and it was basically talking about cicadas, right? And I did a lesson on cicadas. I believe if it was not earlier this year, then it was maybe late last year, about the emergence of the cicadas, which are these um, kind of insects or bugs, they shed their skin. They're usually found like in the South and I believe the Midwest. And um, this year at this time, there's two groups of cicadas that normally don't hatch around the same time, but for for the will of Yahawah, they've all hatched at the same time, bringing like millions, I believe millions of them. Okay, and if you've ever heard of cicada, well, they shed their skin, their skin or their what is it, their wings, and they, you'll see them all over, you know. And I didn't even know what they, when I lived down south, I didn't know what they were. I thought those were like leaves on the ground, but those were all like cicada things, and they, get on trees and do different things. They don't necessarily like harm people, and that's what you're going to read. But they're like a nuisance, right? And Yahawashi is plaguing this place, right? And this right here, I saw uh, of your boy Sleepy Joe. He's at the air base, and a cicada lands on his neck, right? So I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna play the sound, but you can kind of see, what's going on here, right? You'll see him kind of wipe himself off. You see it kind of fling off of him. Hold on, let me go back. He's talking, he's smiling, he's looking, and you see it's like real subtle. You'll see it as he starts wiping his neck. You'll see him fling the cicada off, right? The cicada kind of was on his neck, right? Hold on, let me show it again. You see him kind of fling it off or whatever, you know. And when I saw that, it just got me to thinking, that's the same way that cicada was clinging on, to his neck, the same way, these plagues are going to plague, Babylon, right? And this is like a close up of a cicada, right? It says the head of a cicada that emerged in 2021, right? But we know, matter of fact, let's read it. And I'll show you another picture. Let me just show you another picture real quick, slacke. This is another picture of a cicada. Okay. So there's a couple of scriptures that kind of stuck out, on it when I was reading this article. But I wanna read a little bit about it. Then we're gonna go into a couple of scriptures. Like I said, it's not gonna be too long. So it says, even on Air Force Base tarmac, right? It says a cicada landed on the president's neck. The spectacular emergence of the double brood of cicadas in 2024, with some 1.5 million of these harmless insects emerging per acre in some places, will result in cicadas landing on people's shirts, arms, hair, and beyond, just as the impressive insects did in 2021. It says, but the bugs have no real interest in people. It says after 13 or 17 years of munching on roots underground, the periodical broods emerge to hastily mate and lay eggs. So it says, so what's going on when cicadas emerge? They seek out trees. They place the places where they often congregate, mate, and ultimately lay eggs on the ends of branches. And to a cicada, trees and people have similarities, right? So it says cicadas land on people because they strongly resemble trees, explained Eric Day, an entomologist and cicada expert at Virginia Tech. It's rare to see a cicada on the ground, right? So when I saw this, it says cicadas land on people because they strongly resemble trees. The first precept, that came to my mind was in Mark 8, right? Let's get that real quick. Okay, let's go to Mark 8, and we'll start at verse 22, right? This is Yahawashi, right? So it says, Mark chapter 8, verse 22, and it says, and he cometh to Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him, right? They brought a blind man unto Yahawashi and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught, right? And the blind man said, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. Okay. So, and there's other scriptures, that talk about, or that, have the, what's the word I'm looking for, but they use the analogy of trees, like men as trees. Okay. So when I saw that, when I was reading that was one of the first things that came to my mind or whatever. And then the second thing that came to my mind was, when I saw, this thing, hit on his neck, and he kind of, let's go back to it. When I saw him kind of fling that thing off, man, right? That's what I immediately thought about, how these plagues are going to come upon this place. Okay. Um, for the atrocities that they have done. Right. Um, let's get this. Right. This is in the Apocrypha, right? Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 1, right? It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon, right? And America is likened unto Babylon, right? Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, Egypt, Basra. There's many names, right? This is the land of many names, right? But we know here in this day and age that it's America, right? So it says, woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? And that's the thing, right? As a men who go out and preach these words, right? We're out here to prophesy. We're out here to prophesy the downfall of the kingdoms, right? So I want to get that real quick. Then I'll come back to that. This is Isaiah, or slacke. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8, right? It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, right? These things, the prophets that have been before have all prophesied about this, right? And what more than this place, with the most wickedest place, man? Babylon, man. Babylon the Great, man. Right? This place is truly wicked. And guess what? If you think these other nations were bad, right? And the prophets prophesied against them, what more than this place? Okay. So it says, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, right? That's what we're out here to do, okay? So let's get back to it, right? Second Esdras, right? 16, I'll start at verse 2. It says, gird up yourselves with cloth and sack and hair, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand, right? And that's what we're here to prophesy, to let you know, hey, this place is done. This place is finished, right? Your destruction is at hand. You know, you got people, you know, uh, you know, Babylon is so blind and has blinded pretty much everybody, right? You can literally see that this place is going down the toilet in the drain, right? But yet and still, you know, on the TV, you got people packing the arenas, right, to watch the, you know, the basketball and the hockey and the baseball. They're packing these places out like there's nothing going on, like there's no worries, like, and they don't see the things that are befalling them, you know, and they're trying to act like, well, if we act like we don't see it, nothing. Hey, no matter if you act like you don't, it's still coming. All this destruction and this stuff is still coming upon this place, right? Let's read it. Verse 3, it says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Right? No one. It says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Right? Who's going to quench this when this fire is sent? Right? Let's see this fire, right? Let's go to Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah chapter 50, and let's start at verse 13, right? It says, because the wrath of Yahawashi, it shall not be inhabited, right? Talking about Babylon, man. It says, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all of her plagues, right? Because these plagues are going to continue to cling upon this place, right? It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, right? And that bow is talking about, you know, those missile silos, you know, those places where these ICBM missiles and all these things, you know, are harbored, right? So it says, shoot at her and spare no arrows. And those arrows are talking about the ICBM missiles, right? That's what it's talking about. So these ICBM missiles, it says, spare no arrow. It says, for she have sinned against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? This place, let's get that real quick. Let's get Revelation 18, right? Because it says she has, let's go back to it. It says, shoot at her, for she has sinned against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, we go to Revelation. Here we go. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double, right? It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, right? It says, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow, right? And that's how Babylon thinks, right? The great whore, that's how she thinks, right? But the scriptures clearly tell you that she's going to be brought down low, right? When you go to the book of Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 47, right? It says, Isaiah 47 and 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You know, this used to be the place where everybody wanted to be at, you know, to live the American dream, you know, get you your picket fence and your, 2.5 children and your little dog and, this, that, and the other, right? They get here and they see the, you know, the atrocities of this place. Okay. It says, take a millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the rivers, right? Because Babylon is likened unto a whore, right? The great whore, right? So as a whore, you uncover, right? So it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, right? Because when Yahawashi is coming, he's not coming, he's coming with his full strength and his full authority, to bring vengeance upon the whore. Okay. Um, let's go back to Jeremiah, right? So it says, verse 14, it says, put Jeremiah 50 and verse 14, it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, and shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahawashi, right? And they're not, and that's what's going to happen. The Lord is going to put a spirit upon, these other nations, even the ones who are right now who are friendly with Babylon or America, right? They're going to turn against her, these European nations, they're going to turn against this place, man, right? And everybody's going to shoot at her, Why? Because it's the will of Yahawashi, okay? So it says, back in 2nd Esdras 16, verse 4, it says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is it he that may drive them away, right? And that's just when you look at that with Biden, that was just like a microcosm of just what's to come, right? You see that? That was just a little plague. The Lord be, sending those subtle little hints, until he brings that full destruction upon you. And the Lord loves to manifest these things, on small levels to great levels, and the cicadas, right now, they're harmless, right? And they're a nuisance and a pestilence. That's what these when these ICBM missiles hit, they're gonna, like I say, they're gonna not spare any. Everyone's gonna shoot every arrow that they have, right? Or every ICBM, they're gonna shoot them over here and turn this place into the lake of fire, right? That's what John the Revelator saw. Okay. It says, the mighty Yahawashi send, this is verse 8 of 2nd Esdras 16, verse 8. The mighty Yahawashi sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Right? Who can drive that away? No one, right? Let me see. There's another one that I wanted to get, that I always get to, of how these plagues, right? They're gonna come. Here we go. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse number 37. Right, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right, so you see these different things. It wasn't just by coincidence that all these cicadas came and emerged at the same time, right? It's no coincidence how, I did a lesson about, there was about 105 tornadoes, within, I believe, a few days span, right? There's no coincidence on, the number of earthquakes in diverse places, right? The volcanoes that are erupting, the wonders in heaven that have been shown, right? From the eclipse, to what is it, the Devil's Comet, right? To you got the Northern Lights, you got the solar flare, all these different things, right, are coming upon this place, man, right? To signify the downfall of this place, right? Babylon, right? So it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her, womb. It says, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, right? And the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side, right? So just as in the days of Egypt, you know how the Lord was plaguing, the Egypt and the Egyptians by different plagues. You know, you had the flies, you had the water turn to blood, you had um, the frogs, you had all different types of plagues that was going on, man. Right? This is a worldwide event. You know, these things that are going on, right? But ultimately, you know, the great destruction is going to come here into Babylon. Okay, it's coming here to Babylon, for the atrocities and the sorcery that they have done. Okay, um, let's get this real quick. Um, here we go. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse number 14. It says, "The great day of Yahawashi is near. It's near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahawashi, the mighty men shall cry bitterly." You know, they're gonna cry bitterly when these ICBM missiles are on their way. You're not gonna be able to run, right? The scriptures tell you for within 1 hour, this place is gonna be destroyed from one coast to the other coast. It's gonna be matter of fact, let's read it, right? It says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahawah by Yahawashi, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahawah's wrath, right? Your money's not going to be able to save you in this time. You're not going to be able to buy your way out of this, right? You're not going to be able to buy your way, on them chariots, right? To escape the destruction, right? None of that, right? You're going to feel the wrath of Yahawashi. It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by a fire of his jealousy. And it says, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, because everyone who's going to be here and caught in that day in Babylon is going to be utterly destroyed. Right? If you're not beamed up into them chariots, you're done. Okay, and only the elect are going to get into those chariots, right? And everyone else, right? Like the Zechariah says, they're going to be utterly destroyed, right? Let me get what did I want? Dang, I forgot. Let's get this right for 1 hour, right? I want 10, but I want another one. Another one here. Here we go. Revelation chapter 18, verse 19, it says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we were made rich, all that has ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Right? That's that speedy riddance. That speedy riddance, right? Of the destruction. Okay. The Lord said in Zephaniah 1 and 18, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Okay, because they're all gonna be utterly destroyed, right? If it's not the ICBM missiles, right? It's gonna be Yahawashi and the chariots. They're gonna make sure that this place is completely wiped out, and anybody and everybody in it, right? And That's what Zechariah was talking about too. Zechariah 13:8. Let's get that right. It says Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, right here in Babylon, saith Yahawah Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Right? So 2 parts, which is 2/3 of you Israelites, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans here in Babylon, you're gonna feel the wrath and destruction of Yahawah Shai right here. The Lord is gonna make speedy riddance of you too, right? It says, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, right? The third is talking about the elect. We're going to get beamed up. They're going to be left in, right? They're going to be in that ship, right? In that chariot, okay? Escaping the judgment and the harm, right? And it says, and I will bring the third part, right, of the elect through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, right? The name of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi is my power, okay? At the end of the day. But guess what? I mean, like I said, just going back to the the article, this is actually where the cicadas pretty much took over, like the Midwest, right? And like I say, they're not like harmful, but they're annoying, right? Look at this thing, and this thing is plaguing this is going to plague this place, But hey, those missiles are going to plague this place even worse than that, right? And your boy Biden, he thought that he thought that was annoying, right? Let's go back to that little. Let me see, is it on here? Where is it? Went away. It's captured on there, but he was trying to fling away the cicada off his neck. So, hey, but guess what? Those things are gonna like that is clinging. It's gonna cling to this place. Like the scriptures say, the plague shall not be slack to come upon the earth, man. Right, and this place is gonna be utterly destroyed. Okay. But, this was just a little quick exhortation. Lord's will, this was edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kol Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the elect, man, right? To the 144,000 men, 12,000 from each tribe, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep watching, keep praying, And guess what? Hey, like the cicadas were clinging unto Mr. Sleepy Joe. Guess what? So shall these plagues cling upon this place, man. Okay. And with that, I want to say, Shalom.